Assalamualaikum. Welcome back. Okay, so we are doing 2022 SA1 maths paper for HL and then paper 2. Okay, right now we are doing question 2. Okay, so as per normal, I'll be reading the question first. Okay, in case you don't have the paper. Okay, so Amira is making an open top rectangular box as part of a donation drive. Okay, she makes the box from a rectangular piece of cardboard 30 cm by 18 cm. To construct the box, Amira cuts off the squares of side length x cm from each corner as shown in the following diagram. So I'll draw the diagram first. Right, so it's a simple diagram. The length is 30, the width is 18, but a corner is cut off where it is actually x by x. Okay, so after removing the squares, Amira folds out the edges to form a box as shown. So that part I'm not going to draw. So basically you can form an open box if you cut off the corners. Okay. Right, so first question is write down in terms of x expressions for the length and width of the box. Okay, so we use Adam Subu. Okay, so length and width. Okay, so it's rather straightforward. For the length, right, if you cut off this part, okay, you're only left with 30 minus x, so it's 30 minus 2x. For the width, likewise, it will be 18 minus 2x. Okay. Alright, next question, B part 1. Okay, this is A. Okay. So for B part 1, the question goes, state whether x can have a value of 10, give a reason for your answer. So if you take a look, if you plug in 10 over here, there's nothing wrong. 30 minus 20, there's nothing wrong there. But when you plug in 10 over here, it's 18 minus 20, which is negative. So there is something wrong there. Okay, so x cannot be 10 because, so the answer is no. Okay, because the width will be negative if x is 10 or x plus 10. Yes, yeah. Okay, so straightforward. B part 2, write down the interval for the possible values of x. So B part 2, possible values of x is 0, x, maximum is 9, because only when you get 9 here, right, then it will be 18 minus 18. Okay, it is not including 9, okay, not including 0 as well. So a few mistakes that you make is that you accidentally put the equal sign here, okay, or you just assume that it's less than 9. If it's less than 9, then it takes negative values as well. So you need to put the stop over here. Okay, x must have a value of at least more than 0 because you need to correct something. Okay, so that's why it's 0 to 9. Okay, right. The next question, part C, show that the volume V of the box is given as the formula given there. Okay, which is V is equal to 4x cubed minus 96x squared plus 540x. Okay, so we need to use our volume formula. So volume formula is, okay, length times breadth times height, or in this case, length times width times height. Okay, so I just write L times B times H. Okay, so the L, we just copy the L over here, so it's 30 minus 2x. Okay, for the width, I'll copy again. So for the height, right, you notice that wherever you cut, when you fold it up, that will be the height. So if you cut off x, x will be the height. Right? So there's another x over here. Okay? So if you open up all the brackets, you should be arriving at the 4x, so the volume is equal to 4x cubed minus 96x squared plus 540x. Okay? Right. The next few questions are all theoretical questions. So basically the first one is find the domain and range of the function v above. Okay. So for the domain, right, okay, this is part D. Part C. Okay, so for the domain, it will take values of this. So we have already done it. So domain, okay, is 0x9. Okay, but when you want to calculate the volume, right, you need to be careful, because what you need to do is you need to use your GDC, plot out the graph first. Okay, so that you can know what's the maximum that you can take. Okay, we know that the minimum will be 0. It must be more than 0. Okay, so for the range, okay, you need to use GDC. Okay, and then graph out. Okay, and then you'll get something like 0y and then 886.6. Okay, you can even write it as 887 to choose equal is fine. Okay, right. Next one, sketch the graph for the possible values of x found in part B part 2 and then label the maximum point. So the graph, you need to be careful of one thing. Okay, it is not quadratic. You take a look, it is actually cubic. So it should not be symmetrical. Okay, if it's quadratic, it's symmetrical, yes. But if it's cubic, it should slant one side. So basically it's like this and then go down. Because it's like this, then later you will go up. So take note of the curvature. Okay, so this is the volume, this is the x. Okay, so this is the v is equal to 4x cubed, 96x squared plus 540x. The question requires you to label the maximum point, so you need to label this as, if I'm not wrong, it should be 3.64, comma your maximum point here, 86.6. Okay, you can also write it as 87. Okay, the last two parts is straightforward. It's supposed to give you the marks actually. Find the value of x that maximize the volume, so it's this one. So you just write down x is 3.64. So for part F, right, you just write down x is 3.64. Okay, and then for part G, calculate the maximum value of the box. So that's just y is equal to this one, 886.6. So basically it's just 3 marks. If you know your concept, you can just get the free 5 marks over there. Alright, okay, so that's the end of question 2. I'll go to question 3 next. Okay, Assalamualaikum.